Good morning, this is Jerry Frost. We're going to do a YouTube video of Advanced PLC 2 online operations. And today is the 5th. So let's get the 500 RS Logic MicroStarter Lite is up and running. Here on the left is our programming and debugging control tool. We have the ladder logic of what was exercise 2, now exercise 3, and the PDF all programmed and ready to go. So what I will do is use the input forces area right here to force on these various inputs and outputs. And over to the side we have a real Allen Bradley 1100, basically is a Model B, and it's also called a 1763. So let's get this up and running. Rung 0, we have 2 input instructions that are ANDed. Both of them would have to be true in order to force on the output. Next, in rung 1, we have 2 inputs that are ORed. Either one of these would have to be on in order to turn on output 0/1. And in our rung number 2, we have 3 input instructions that are ORed. Basically they're in parallel, and they're ANDed together with input 0/5. And then if these 2 sets of instructions, this area or this, are true, then both output 0/2 and output 0/3 would drive on. So let's go ahead and make this run. So watch our top rung, and I will force this to true. Here we have true. Input 0/0 is true. This is false. Our output is still off. If we go to the next point, input 0/1, and make that true, we've now seen both these input instructions highlighted, intensified. They are true. Therefore, output 0/0 is true. Let's release these back to 0. And after we get them both to 0, we will look at the next rung. Rung number 1, we have 2 OR statements. Our output is off because both of the input instructions are false. So if we take input 0/0 and turn it true, which I do with my force table at the bottom, since this is true, this input instruction 0/0, output 0/1 is now true. So I will go back to making that false. This is false, the rung is false. Input 0/1, if that is true, which it now is, then this rung is true, and the input instruction is true. Output 0/1 is now true. Alright, let's turn that back off. Here we have inputs, the word 0 and the individual bits 2, 3, and 4. If any one of those are true, with input 0/5, examine if open, in its already true state, the output will be true. Now if we look at input 0/5, it's basically asking examine if open. And as you can see on my PLC, there is nothing wired to the inputs. So therefore it's saying, is it open? Yes, there's nothing wired from voltage to input 5, therefore it's true or intensified. So let's go ahead and start with bit number 2, make it true. Because this examine if closed is forced on, because this is naturally open, this rung is true, and output 0/2, which is in parallel with this, are now true. So I'll take that input back to false. We'll go to input 0/3, turn it true, Since this is now untrue in series with this already true statement, again, these two are energized. The final input is input 4. We'll make that true. And input 4 is true in series with this already true examine if open. Our two OTEs, outputs, are true. And as you can see looking over here, there we have output 0, 1, and it's 2 and 3, as shown here, are true. Let's pause this. That's the beginning of exercise 2, Programming Basics.